Hey guys, red and black greetings. This is Flamengo. Very good. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro-Negro channel. If you're new, please follow, like, and share on all platforms and subscribe on YouTube below. Turn on notifications by clicking the bell and leave a cool like on the video. We're here thanks to the Million Picks offer, man. Look at this. I've never seen anything like it. 5 million in prizes plus the Million Picks. It's a benefits club, not a lottery or anything like that, just a benefits club. You buy points to exchange for products, experiences, and everything else, and then you have a plan, you get lucky numbers, and you can enter to win. You can still enter on the 31st for the New Year's prize and on the 2nd in addition to all exchanges. There are also 3 prizes of 1 million, 3 of 1 million. When you buy, you secure entry into $3 1 million prizes on the 31st and $2 2 million prizes on the 2nd. And you also have, man, it's not just 20,000 in instant prizes anymore. You can win up to 100,000 rees in instant prizes. Did you find it on the scratch off? It's picked straight into your account. Amazing. So make sure to get it right now. I'll leave the QR code on the screen for you, always from our sponsor, the Million Picks Benefits Club. Man, we always come here like this, always wanting to ask you to share with your friends, in your groups. I'm here taking a walk with Otinho. He's back there. He listens to my voice and stays quiet, right? He listens to my voice. If I'm quiet, he cries, but when I talk, he calms down, right? And our dear Otto, man, he came to bless our lives, man. Flamengo's training was still going on just now, and we're bringing it to you, right? I said earlier that no one dies owing us anything, right? Davidson, no one dies owing us anything. You have to put up with Davidson being relegated and no one dies owing us anything. It's a shame, right? That Inter, to prove that no one dies owing us anything, Inter survived because otherwise it would have died. Video, I'll leave it here in the video. I'll go here in the video. I'll leave it here. I'll leave it here in the video. I'll leave it here in the video. I'll leave it here in the video. I'm going to leave it here in the video. I'm going here in the video. In the video, I'm going to leave it here in the video. I'm going to leave it here in the video. I'm going to leave it here and I'm going to leave it here in the video. And then he chose not to take Matias Viña. But nothing that would make Flamengo want to negotiate. There's nothing like that. There isn't any official confirmation. That's information from our dear Angelo Furtado as well. He brought this information. And Bruno Lemos with Mauro Santana, the guys who are bringing this information, bringing the important news that the striker Pedro has been doing specific work on the field with Flamengo's physiotherapist. Even so, the chances of the number 9 playing against Cruz Azul are considered slim. Probably not. A source told Entertainment and Sports Programming Network when asked about the presence of the number 9 against the Mexicans. However, there is a possibility that Pedro could play in a potential intercontinental final against Paris Saint-Germain if Flamengo advances through the previous 2 rounds. The information had already been released by the Paparazzo Rubro-Negro team and has now been confirmed by Entertainment and Sports Programming Network. So, is that it? Pedro last played on October 22nd in the 1-0 Libertadores semi-final win over Racing at Maracanã. But we know that Pedro, God willing, will be there for the last game. If Flamengo makes it to, all the luck in the world to Pedro and to Flamengo reaching the Intercontinental Final to play against Paris Saint-Germain. And then Pedro might get some minutes and come on during the match. I doubt Pedro will start or play much in the Club World Cup, but I'm very happy about his recovery. I hope he has a great preseason, including in the United States. We'll be here to cover the preseason, and I hope he can shine in the Recopa and Supercopa. Flamengo now has 5 titles to compete for: Derby of the Americas, Challenger Cup, Intercontinental, Recopa, and Supercopa. Okay? Felipe Luis could reach 10 titles in just over a year. Okay? Let me tell you that the referee for the match against Cruz Azul has already been decided, okay? So, Fédération Internationale de Football Association has chosen the referee for the Flamengo versus Cruz Azul Intercontinental Club Cup match. The Swede Glenn Nyberg will be in charge of officiating the match, assisted by Mabod Beg and Andres. God forbid Sodakist, okay? The video assistant referee will be operated by the Swiss Fede Sampo. Don't let Andres be in charge of anything, seriously. We also have Flamengo here doing their second to last training session, and we're going to show you the footage now from Flamengo Television. I'm inviting you to subscribe to Flamengo Television. Also, always give credit, always give props to Flamengo Television when we're not the ones producing the content. Rodrigo Paiva and his team are fantastic. Gregory, hugs to you. The best communications team in Brazil is the best club communications team, maybe in all of the Americas. Hugs to Rafael Gaucho, hugs to Gregory, right? Greg, hugs also to Rodrigo Paiva, who leads this fantastic team, always letting us use the footage. Then he says, just make sure to give credit, the Flamengo Television logo. Some websites, some television channels hide it, they make that mistake, but we don't. In fact, we even ask you, if you're not subscribed to Flamengo Television yet, go there and subscribe, all right? Let's continue with more Flamengo news, right? I'll be driving here looking ahead, paying full attention to the road, but still bringing you the main news about Mengo. While I'm recording this video with Flamengo's training, you're following Mengo's practice. So guys, we're following along here. Now it's the first training session after Flamengo rested, right? Because Flamengo trained on the day they arrived, right? Flamengo arrived yesterday and immediately started training without letting the players rest. And Danilo even joked about having to train with the plane on his back, right? And today Flamengo is training without the plane on their backs. The players are just having a light practice. And it's important for you to stay tuned to the images from Flamengo Television, always reminding you to subscribe. Me there on Flamengo Television, because despite the information we brought about Pedro, right? We said it at the start of the video. Regarding Pedro, we noticed that he is not with the rest of the group during training. Okay, Pedro did not go to the field actually with the rest of the group to participate in the training. The information from Entertainment and Sports Programming Network, which I actually respect. I believe in their information. It makes sense. We think that Pedro is doing physical therapy, that Pedro is really not in condition to play any match against Cruz Azul or possibly against Pyramids, right? Remembering that with Pedro, it's just the expectation that he will play. If Flamengo advances, their final game would be against Paris Saint-Germain on the 17th. Even so, Pedro's chances of being able to play in the match against Paris Saint-Germain are slim, right? We're following Flamengo training at the Al Irsal Training Center in Doha, Qatar. The sun is already setting there, right? By the way, there's a big time difference, but what they explained to me was important. I talked to someone from Flamengo's coaching staff who explained to me that it was very important for the players to go through this initial training session on the day they arrived, because it helps get rid of the jet lag, as they call it, right? Which is that thing where you feel the difference in time zones, right? So if Flamengo went straight to the hotel to rest, they'd have that feeling of resting, but not really resting. So what did they want? Tire out the players, right? They slept on the flight, rested, and have already had enough rest. Let's rest after training. So he took the players to train, gave them a longer rest, held a training session in the afternoon, already in Doha, Qatar, precisely thinking about adapting to the time difference. Flamengo adapted, unlike Cruz Azul, who arrived later, giving Flamengo a big time zone advantage. Flamengo got an extra night of rest and an additional training session because of that. And you tire them out that day right after getting off the plane. You get that plane off their backs, as they explained. And now they actually rest so they can train today. So they train today, right, at the Oursal Training Center. Already at sunset, Flamengo's players did some recreational activities and tactical training. Flamengo television clearly stated that everyone must leave since no one can watch. Imagine a Mexican getting information from Flamengo's training session. That's right. So we also got some important information that was released regarding the prize. The Universal Online Portal got access to the prize amounts for the Club World Cup. Besides the nearly 50 million Flamengo earned and the 120 or 130 million from the Libertadores, right? Almost 50 from the Brasileiro 50. Flamengo, if they reach the final, can win a huge amount in this Club World Cup, which is the Intercontinental. I'm going to talk to you guys. This is still the World Championship, okay? I'll explain everything to you here regarding the prize money. I don't have wood to knock on for Flamengo, so I won't say anything, okay? Flamengo is going to advance, but if they didn't make it past the first stage, which is the game against Cruz Azul, Flamengo would get only $1 million, almost 6 million reais. Reaching the semifinal against Pyramids of Egypt, Flamengo gets 12 million reais, approximately $2 million, a little less than 12 million reais. If they make it to the final, Flamengo is guaranteed $4 million. Then we're already talking about a little over 20 million reais, just a few reais more. Flamengo would earn over 200 million reais in prize money from the Libertadores Brazilian Championship and the annual Intercontinental World Cup. Flamengo also secured a spot in the 2029 Club World Cup. Flamengo is guaranteed a spot if they advance past the group stage. It's the same thing they earned in this year's Club World Cup. There should be more sponsors next time, so at least 150 million reais. So we're talking just with these titles that Flamengo won right away. 350 million reais in prize money. That's including some future prize money, right? So how much does Flamengo make? Paparazzo, how much does Flamengo make if they win, for example, the Intercontinental? Now, it's not that much more. It's $4 million for the runner-up and $5 million for the champion. We're talking about a prize of approximately 27, 28 million reais, but it's good money, right? A quick participation of 7 days, right? Games on the 10th, 13th, and 17th, 3 total. Winning a prize that's actually quite considerable, right? It's pretty good. We have this issue that a lot of people are bringing up. If this Intercontinental is the World Cup, then it continues to be the World Cup. And the information we gathered from Federación Internacional de Fútbol Association is that Federación Internacional de Fútbol Association just uses a different name for it. They will start using the name Intercontinental, which is nothing more than a World Cup, even in basketball. The world title is an Intercontinental, the name is Intercontinental, so they will use this Intercontinental name. For those that will be annual and the Club World Cup every 4 years, maybe every 2 years later, okay? But that's the intention, to keep it, and it will still be the World Cup. But it carries less weight than the Club World Cup. It carries less weight because the other one has 32 teams, obviously. I usually say it's about proportion. If you compare the Copa do Brasil and the Brasileirão, consider the value of each title. The Club World Cup would be like the Brasileirão, and the annual Club World Cup would be like the Copa do Brasil, which is still a world title. Okay, so all those previous titles that were contested, Flamengo has 1, São Paulo 3, Santos 2, those titles. Grêmio, Inter, they're all Corinthians. They're all considered world championships, okay? One is the World Cup, the other is a world championship, just with the name Intercontinental. So nothing has changed. Flamengo will be champion. Maybe against Paris Saint-Germain, they'll be world champions, world champions. It's the same trophy. Nothing's changed. The trophy that Liverpool lifted against us and Chelsea lifted against Palmeiras, right? So many teams have won it. It's the same trophy. It counts as the world title. All right, so is that clear now? We need to explain the World Cup, since many ask, is it really a world championship? So Thiago Leifert said, of course it's a world championship, right? And Thiago Leifert also talked about the issue of the Brasileirão. That for him, Flamengo, in this case, national titles, Flamengo is the biggest national champion, counting everything. It's the biggest national champion. That carries a lot of weight. Flamengo having 4 Libertadores titles really matters. It's important to mention, please subscribe to Flamengo Television. It's very important. They're also covering Mengo's daily training. Our team arrives there today, right? Some people arrive today, others tomorrow, to cover these training sessions for you. Our reporters Gabriel Orfo and Jessica Mendez are arriving there to cover it for the Paparazzo Rubro-Negro channel. Well,
I'm here right now at the Rio de Janeiro International Airport, Galeão. Leaving for where? Leaving for Doha in Qatar to cover the Intercontinental Club Cup. It's Mengo at the World Cup. To end the year on a high note, we're going after that world title over there in Qatar. Look, I'm going to bring you some quick news here. I can't film it since it's already gone, but right when I said we'd be Intercontinental Champions, a vulture flew by. I'm not sure if the camera caught it. Those are the signs, right? There's no denying it. Mengo is headed for the world title. Hey, if you're watching, subscribe, like, and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Deal? I'm going to bring you a news roundup, including news about the Intercontinental Club Cup. But first, I have to tell you that I'm going to Doha in Qatar. Haroldo's caravan is foolproof and reliable. No problems or surprises. Anyone who went to Lima knows the credibility that Haroldo has. Everything Haroldo promised, he delivered in Lima, and it was spectacular. Lots of praise, no complaints. In fact, if you go to that famous complaint website, Reclaim Acqui, and search there, Haroldo's caravan has nothing there. It's empty because Haroldo is, that's it, credibility. Haroldo knows the responsibility he has, and he delivers what he promises. He keeps his word. So look, Haroldo's caravan contacts are here, pinned in the comments. That's it, you won't regret it. Packages are available for the Intercontinental, including matches against Cruz Azul, Pyramid, and Paris Saint-Germain. If Flamengo advances, there are land packages and everything you need. Call Haroldo. His contact is actually here in the pinned comment. Next year, there will be packages too. Haroldo covers the Brasileirão, Copa do Brasil, Carioca, Libertadores, and pre-season. We don't know the location yet, but Haroldo will have packages, so just call him. Can't go wrong. I also wanted to share some news about the transfer market from my friend Bruno Braz from Universal Online. That Flamengo will have 1 billion reais to spend on football. We already know that for next year, and among the main targets for signings are a goalkeeper, a defender, and forwards. Right. I'll start with the goal. Matheus Cunha is leaving Flamengo. What will he do at the Club World Cup, his last tournament with Mengo? He has a pre-contract signed with Cruzeiro, and he'll compete for a spot with Cássio at the club from Minas Gerais. And Flamengo wants to sign a goalkeeper to replace Matheus Cunha's departure, and the favorite, right? In this context, it's the goalkeeper Gabriel Brazão from Santos, whose future is uncertain, right? Although Santos remained in Serie A, Gabriel Brazão's future there is uncertain. He was asked about leaving, but avoided answering, not saying if he'll stay or go. So Brazão is Flamengo's first target, let's say, for the goalkeeper position to compete with Agostinho Rossi. Pedro Morisco, a 21-year-old goalkeeper, is an outsider, but also on Flamengo's radar. He had a great campaign in Serie B defending the colors of Coxa from Curitiba. Pedro Morisco, champion of Serie B, had some great performances for Curitiba. Fans from other clubs beyond Curitiba were also asking for him to join the Brazilian national team, just to see how good this 21-year-old goalkeeper is. He's also a target for Flamengo, who are considered outsiders, but he's still an option. Speaking about the defense right now is the club's top priority, right? Flamengo has Leo Pereira, Leo Ortiz, and Danilo as experienced options, let's say, right? There are young players. Clayton is leaving, but João Vitor will be there. There will be Iago, who had a good performance against Mirassol. Then the defender, Iago Gelado, defender Iago. But Flamengo plans to sign a new defender, quote-unquote. Ready? Someone coming in to compete for the spot with Leo Pereira, Leo Ortiz, and our idol Danilo, who scored in the Libertadores final. And the attack, right? Flamengo wants a player with the characteristics of a true center forward to compete with Pedro, and Flamengo also wants a forward to replace possible departures, right? We know there's the situation with Cebolinha, Juninho, and even Michael. You can include him too. Although we don't have that information, our information is actually the opposite. But Flamengo knows that these players might leave, and because of that, they want to be cautious. They want to sign another player to compete for a spot on the wings as well, right? So that's it for the attack for Bernavas Nation. I'm wrapping up my part in the video here, just reminding you about Haroldo's caravan. I'm going to Doha with Haroldo. No mistake or mystery. The contact is in the pinned comment. Get yours, purchase your package. For the Intercontinental next year's competitions or the Maracanã Games, just call Haroldo and you won't regret it. We're together. Like, subscribe. Thanks. See you.